And a pleasant good Tuesday evening to you from inside the Moore Fitness Center, Columbia, South Carolina. It is AAC Women's Basketball on the CIU Sports Network. Kate Crenshaw with you on this Monday night as Columbia International walks into their home floor with a 1-5 record, looking for their first victory in conference play. Meanwhile, the Bluefield Rams are in town. It's a battle of the Rams tonight for Bluefield. They're also 1-5 on the season, but 1-3 inside the AAC. That single victory so far on the early season of conference play coming a week ago, last Tuesday in overtime against St. Andrews, 87-85. Opening tip-off will go to Bluefield. Lena Pagan runs the point over to Destiny Long, the reigning AAC Player of the Week. Left side, three ball from Breeding off the mark. It's back out of bounds. Down to the post will be Kia Boyd and Gabby Nielsen, the starting five for Bluefield. Meanwhile, for Columbia International, as graduate point guard Kanaya Watkins cross the timeline, you've got Aubrielle Harris and Bethany Reimer, along with Mariah Leimbach, the AAC's leading scorer so far this season, a little over 20 points per game, but also the return of Madison Hatcher as Reimer's layup rolls off the back iron. Hatcher back into the ball game. Her first action since the season opener back on October 28, has been dealing with a hip issue ever since. Top of the key is Breeding. Right side, Pagan tries to feed down low. Spin move from Lloyd, off the mark. Rebound grab by Harris, and a foul whistle. Pagan, her first, Bluefield's first team foul. Columbia International led by interim head coach Corey Inman, his third game leading CIU in the interim capacity. First to a 4-point loss at Columbia, and then over the weekend a 76-36 defeat at Tennessee Wesleyan. Pass skips in and out of the hands of Hatcher. Back for Bluefield, a minute gone by, and this one still no score. Destiny Long out of the corner, averaged 32 points a game last week to garner those Conference Player of the Week honors. And a traveled whistle on the pass to Boyd. For Bluefield, it's Markel Cox leading the charge, the second season head coach. Sits 16-19 so far into his tenure at Bluefield, but a winning record in conference play. 15 wins to 13 losses. Long pass ahead for Long. Give Boyd the assist, and Long the points. It's 2-0 Bluefield, 90 seconds in. Columbia International, 2 turnovers in their 3 possessions. Leimbach launches from the deep left side. Too strong. Pagan races up the floor. Works on Reimer. Layup too strong. And now CIU has the numbers advantage. Watkins fakes the pass. Goes off the window. Kanaya Watkins with her first points. 2 minutes gone by in the first. Back-to-back steals from CIU. Slow bouncer to Hatcher. She picks up and launches. Clanks off the front iron. A travel whistle on the other end against Breeding for Bluefield. That's their third turnover to start this one. And Breeding will head to the sidelines as Bluefield makes their first substitution of the afternoon. They bring on Tamira Maple, the redshirt sophomore, averaging close to 7 points a game. Harris, turnaround on the block, shot too high off the glass. Boyd nearly has it taken away. They find Maple in the corner, but take away the shot as she stepped out of bounds far sideline. Watkins ahead for Hatcher. They swing it around. Leimbach drives baseline, floater off the mark. We remain tied at 2, 3 minutes in. Destiny Long stops right side of the lane. Out into the corner for Boyd. But a 3-second violation goes against Bluefield. And that forces Coach Markel Cox to take a timeout. 6:53 to play in the first. We're tied at 2. It's AAC women's basketball on the CIU Sports Network. A little over 3 minutes into this ball game. We are tied up at 2. Columbia International and Bluefield, the battle of the Rams. Out of the Bluefield timeout, it'll actually be CIU basketball. On the opposite end, they'll work up against a full court pressure. Watkins feeds Reimer in the paint for the bucket. Bethany Reimer's first points on the afternoon. The China Grove, North Carolina sophomore averaging 13 a game. A travel on the opposite end gives the ball back to CIU holding a 4-2 lead. Naja Gani Perriman checks on for the first time today for Bluefield in the place of Boyd. Gani Perriman out of Newport News, Virginia. Elena Watkins to the top of the key. Handoff pass for Reimer. Lob over for Harris. Shot off the mark, but second chance points are up for grabs, and Harris claims them. A 6-2 CIU lead. Nearly 6 minutes to play in the first. Pull up top of the key 3 for Maple. Won't go. Trapped in the backcourt. Reimer keeps it in play. Columbia International needs to get it across, but they won't do it in time. Needed a second more. They needed 11, only had 10. Jessica North checks into the ball game for CIU the first time today for the junior out of Murrells Inlet. She'll take the place of Aubrielle Harris with just over 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Left elbow, Gani Perriman whistled for the travel, make it 7 turnovers here in the first quarter for Bluefield, a team that coming in had taken care of the basketball fairly well. A 6-2 CIU lead, nearly half the first quarter gone by. Short range jumper from Leinbach, too strong. The conference's leading scorer is now 0 for 3. Destiny Long back from the baseline. Swinging around the outside, Maple from the perimeter. She misfires. And Bluefield's cold streak continues. Bluefield without a point for the last 3.5 minutes. In that same span, they've turned the ball over 6 times. 5 minutes left, opening quarter. CIU in front, 6-2. Leinbach, the mid-range jumper. It falls. But an official timeout up the floor, and it appears Jessica North left in a pair of earrings that had to be removed. 4:40 left in the opening quarter. It's 8-2 CIU as Mariah Leinbach notches her first points on the afternoon. She's fresh off a 17-point performance, along with 5 rebounds in the loss to Tennessee Wesleyan over the weekend. Pagan back at the straightaway. Leinbach tips the pass out, but it's last touched by Bluefield. Make it 8 turnovers on the ball game for the Bluefield Rams, now with 4:26 to play in the opening quarter. A pair of starters back on the hardwood for the visitors as Nielsen and Breeding both return. Leinbach, left corner triple. Too strong. Breeding the board. Nielsen underneath for Long, defended by North, shot off the mark as she grabs her own offensive rebound. Pagan, pump fake drive, off the window, too strong, rebound poked out. It'll belong to CIU. 3:52 opening quarter. Madison Hatcher checks on for Reimer. Meanwhile, Pagan will step aside for Bluefield in the place of Ava Hibbs, true freshman out of Roanoke, Virginia. She got 10 points this season through 6 games. Watkins at the logo. The clock rolling under 4 minutes now. CIU in front, 8-2. Linebach takes Columbia International into double figures and make it a 10-0 run over the last 4.5 minutes for Columbia International. Breeding, drive, foul. Emily Breeding to get 2 at the stripe. Madison Hatcher picks up the personal, her first. Columbia International's first team foul. Will send Emily Breeding to the stripe, aiming to end a scoring drought for Bluefield of over 5 minutes. And that free throw will do just that. Breeding now 10 of 11 from the stripe early on this season. An Abington, Virginia native. Second too strong. 10-3. Columbia International leads Bluefield. Just above 3 minutes left, first quarter. Kanaya Watkins draws the double team. Dumps over for Elena Watkins. Right arc 3 ball. Too strong. Kanaya Watkins fouled on an elbow jumper. Send her to the line for a pair. Destiny Long with her first personal and the second team foul for Bluefield. Columbia International 5 of 14 from the floor here in the first quarter. As for Bluefield, just 1 of 8. Alicia Slaughter into the ball game for CIU. The true freshman out of Blythewood gets her first game minutes. Watkins at the stripe. Knocks the first. A 72% shooter on the season from the line is the graduate point guard. In her career, close to 80%. Watkins goes 2 for 2 and extends Allen's lead to 9 points. 12-3 CIU, 3 minutes to play in the first. Middle of the paint, Gani Perriman loses her handle, out of bounds. Columbia International now forcing 9 Bluefield turnovers. Pass tipped at midcourt and stolen. Hibbs up for Long, off the window. Timeout on the floor. 2:40 to play in the first quarter. It's 12-5. CIU over Bluefield. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the CIU Sports Network. .240 to play here in the first quarter. It is 12-5. Columbia International in front of Bluefield. CIU holding Bluefield without a made basket for over 5 minutes. That inning just moments ago on a layup from Destiny Long. Elena Watkins, corner 3. Bullseye. Elena Watkins with the triple as she pushes the CIU lead now to double figures. A foul on the other end puts Bluefield at the line. Alicia Slaughter with her first personal foul, the second team foul against CIU. Naja Gani Perriman to the stripe. 6 of 8 from the free throw line this season is Gani Perriman. She buries the first, a player who's held scoreless in 7 minutes of action at Johnson on Saturday. A 10-point loss for Bluefield, 88-78. Second, too strong. 2:20 to play here in the opening quarter, and Columbia International ahead by 9 with the basketball, leading 15-6. Kanaya Watkins the straightaway, dishes over to Hatcher. Looked at the shot, dished inside for Leinbach, whose bucket won't go. Long, over for Breeding. Offensive glass, grabbed by Nielsen. The drive from Gani Pearman, stripped and stolen by Elena Watkins. Her 8th steal of the season. Kanaya Watkins drives, middle of the paint, left hand off the glass. Kanaya Watkins now with 6 points as CIU takes an 11-point lead, 1:30 to play in the first. Jumper falls for Nielsen. Gabby Nielsen with her first points on her first shot, going with 4 rebounds for Bluefield. Hatcher, right arc. 15 to shoot. Drives baseline. Right hand up and in. Madison Hatcher with her first points in nearly a month due to injury. The 5th different Ram to score in the first quarter. Long with the layup. 19-10 CIU. 45 seconds in the opening quarter. 15 seconds separate shot clock from the game clock. Leinbach, left elbow, 5 seconds to shoot. Out for Watkins, 3 ball, clanks off the front iron. 16 seconds left in the first. Bluefield to hold for the last shot. They've got 9 seconds, trailing by 9 in the first quarter. Clock at 5. Destiny Long, left of the straightaway, 3 seconds. 2, still with the basketball. Hoist a mid-range jumper. It's left short to end the quarter. CIU led by Elena Watkins with 5 points. Holds a 19-10 lead over Bluefield. We'll be back on the CIU Sports Network. Back inside the Moore Fitness Center, CIU Sports Network. Kay Crenshaw here with you this afternoon as we get back to action. Second quarter, CIU with the basketball, leading Bluefield 19-10. Columbia International looking for their first conference win on the early season. Aubrielle Harris in the paint, 13 to shoot. Out for Leinbach, just inside the arc. Underneath, Harris whistled for the travel. Take away the basket and the lay-in from Leinbach. Three seconds gone by, second quarter. Back in the first, it was a 10-turnover period for Bluefield. Foul in the lane will put Kia Boyd at the stripe. Aubrielle Harris picks up her first team foul. Kia Boyd at the stripe, the junior out of Richmond, Virginia. Shot too strong. Player has been in double figures 3 times this season. Averages right at 12.5 points a game. She sinks the second. And the lead is at 8 for Columbia International. 19-11, CIU. The Rams shooting 42% in that first quarter. Hatcher launches from the perimeter. Too strong. Boyd the board. That's her second rebound of the afternoon. Pagan paces the offense. Up the floor for Nielsen. Runs into traffic. No whistle as the layup won't fall. Watkins behind the back. Into the lane. Off the window. Left short from Kanaya Watkins. Long looking to do the same. Her layup blocked, but some contact. And Madison Hatcher with a costly second personal foul for Columbia International, who's dressing out 9 tonight. You have to be wary of how many players you have available in foul trouble. Destiny Long at the line, 64% from the season. First one won't go. A player who has done a tremendous job of getting to the free throw line in each of the last 2 games. She's attempted 37 free throws in her last 2 coming into tonight. The AAC's leading free throw taker misses both on her first trip to the line tonight. Watkins, step back Jay. Too much. Breeding, pump fake drive. Dish over for Boyd. Layup won't go. The second chance is not there. Here's a third crack at it as Long drops it through. Destiny Long now with 8 of Bluefield's 13 points. Reimer to the paint, off the glass and in. Bethany Reimer with an early 4 points for Columbia International. We didn't see her over the weekend against Tennessee Wesleyan, but you go back to her last game, she finished with 15 points in 32 minutes in the loss to Columbia College. Boyd trying to work on Watkins, has it stolen away by Hatcher. Looks at the right arc 3. Not on target. Loose rebound. Pagan initially collected it for Bluefield, and the Rams come away with it. Breeding now bounces back up top for Pagan underneath. Move from Boyd. Won't go. 7 minutes and change left here in the first half. A 21-13 Columbia International lead. Watkins, left elbow extended jumper, forces a Bluefield timeout as they've got 4 fresh faces set to check in after the break. 6:45 left in the second quarter. Columbia International in front 23-13. Kanaya Watkins with the team best 6 points to date. We'll be back in moments on the CIU Sports Network. .6:45 to play in the first half. Columbia International in front of Bluefield, 23-13. We told you heading into that timeout that Bluefield was making some lineup changes. Indeed, they did. The only player they left on the floor was Emily Breeding. They bring back Hibbs Maple along with Gani Perriman. Meanwhile, on the basketball hands now is Savannah Staples for her first game minutes. Hibbs launches one from deep and connects. 23-16, Columbia International's lead down to 7 points as Ava Hibbs knocks down the triple. Hibbs 3 points, one shy of her season high. Reimer drives, misfires, put back is a swish. 6:06 to play here in the first half. Underneath, Hobbs won't get it to go, but the follow-up from Maple is there. Underneath, North, kick out. Right side, Reimer takes a hop and off. Loose rebound that Bluefield wins the battle for. But a steal gives it back for Columbia International. Hatcher behind the back, into the paint. She's fouled, but what a move. Madison Hatcher will get two at the line. But the junior guard doing a nice job there working against the defender. She goes behind the back to get from the free throw line down to the low post. Nearly got the shot to fall as well, but contact will get her two at the line. First one goes for Hatcher. Player who shot 68% from the line a season ago. We told you tonight's her first action since the season opener against Morris College back on October 28th. When she went down with a hip injury 11 minutes in. 26-18 CIU. Gani Perriman defended by North. The layup bounces off. Pump fake drive from Hatcher. Bounce over for North. Opposite corner, Leinbach. Too much. Under 5 minutes left here in the second quarter. Layup from Hobbs. Rolls off the backside. Pass tipped up, recovered by CIU. Elena Watkins, the right-hand floater. Watkins with 7 here in the first half, too shy of her season high for the true freshman. Now she knocks one away back out of bounds. Elena Watkins really stepping up defensively early on here tonight. She's got a pair of steals. That would have been her third. Bluefield brings a fresh 4 back on, including the AAC Player of the Week, Destiny Long. Boyd kicks it over for Nielsen along the baseline. Off the back iron, offensive glass grab by Boyd. Turnaround, fade away. Goes around the world and through. 4 minutes left, first half, 28-20. Columbia International leads Bluefield. Kanaya Watkins from the logo with 15 to shoot. Crossover, Leinbach, fouled. It'll go against Haley Smith, her first. Bluefield's second team foul. Leinbach knocks down the first, the sophomore out of Myrtle Beach. And shooting close to 80% from the free throw line this season. Tack on 2 more points from Mariah Leinbach. She's got 6, and Columbia International leads by 10. Smith. Pump fake drive, layup too strong. It's poked back over to her on the rebound, and she'll follow up with second chance points. Haley Smith out of Draper, Virginia. Elena Watkins called for it, right corner, off the back iron. 3 minutes left in the first half. Pass too far ahead for Pagan, out of bounds. Linebach defended by Boyd with 5 to shoot. Does she see the shot clock? 4 seconds. 3 over for Reimer. They won't get a shot off. 2:33 left in the first half. Columbia International in front, 30-22. With 5 seconds on the shot clock, Long's jumper won't go, but a 3-second violation whistle. Hatcher and Slaughter back into the ball game as Mariah Linebach and Harris head to the sidelines. Two minutes left in the first half. Columbia International in front by 8. And a moving screen whistled at the top of the key. Slaughter picks up her second and Columbia International's third team foul. An offensive foul underneath. Foul will go against Gabby Nilsson, pushing for positioning underneath the basket. That's her first and Bluefield's third team foul. A minute 40 left in the second. 30-22, Columbia International in front by 8. A triple would take it to double digits. Slaughter nearly loses the handle. The ball is loose and Bluefield picks it up. Boyd in transition. Layup misfires. Reimer has her pocket picked by Long. Shot blocked from behind, but a foul whistle. Reimer her first, and Columbia International's fourth team foul. As Destiny Long steps to the stripe. We told you she's attempted the most free throws in the AAC with now 52, including 0 for 2 tonight, but that's also the third most in the NAIA. Now 0 for 3 is Long, a player who had been shooting 64% from the stripe. Coming off a big 37-point performance in the loss to Johnson, as Destiny Long moves to 0 for 4 from the free throw line. Bluefield as a team, just 3 of 9. An 8-point advantage, and Columbia International has 60 seconds to play in the first half. Smith knocked it away, but carried it with her out of bounds. 14 seconds on the shot clock for CIU. Ten seconds to shoot. Elena Watkins to Hatcher, left elbow. Out for Reimer. Jab step drive. Dish over for Slaughter. Off the window. Alicia Slaughter with her first points of the afternoon. Columbia International goes up by 10. Travel whistle in transition against Haley Smith of Bluefield. Watkins around a screen, 7 seconds, separate shot clock from game clock. Now 18 to shoot for CIU. Hatcher motions the offense around. Up over the top for Slaughter. Underneath, shot put back out of bounds. It'll stay CIU basketball on the baseline with 10 seconds to shoot and 18 to play. Hatcher to inbounds. Looking for Linebach. It's knocked away. The final 14 seconds of the first half are here. Clock now at 10. Boyd at the free throw line. Pump fake, kick out. Smith the triple. Won't go. Long rebound knocked away. It'll be CIU basketball with 3.4 left on the first half clock. Inbounds in the opposite end corner. Hatcher for Watkins is poked back out immediately by Destiny Long. 2.7 seconds left. Quickly for Leinbach, 2, now 1. She won't attempt a shot to end the half. Columbia International into the locker rooms, up by double digits. It's a 32-22 lead over Bluefield, in which the Rams held Bluefield scoreless for the final 3.5 minutes of the first half, forcing 4 turnovers in that same span. We'll step aside for the halftime break and be back with you when we return on the CIU Sports Network. We welcome you back inside the Moore Fitness Center for AAC Women's Basketball. Columbia International into the second half, leading Bluefield 32-22. It'll be Bluefield basketball out of the break, a team that shot 31% from the floor in the first half, 1 of 6 from three-point range. And here's a perimeter shot to start it that doesn't go. Loose rebound, Boyd wins it, over for Long, who's fouled. Destiny Long to get 2 at the stripe, but it wouldn't have happened without the defensive efforts of Kia Boyd. Foul goes against Kanaya Watkins for Columbia International, her first and the first team foul for CIU, as Destiny Long 0 for 4 from the line tonight. Goes to 0 for 5. Long, a junior out of Kernersville, North Carolina. As she still remains unsuccessful from the free throw line in 3 trips. Columbia International's first offensive possession of the third. Hatcher kicks for Reimer. Too strong. An offensive rebound snagged by Leinbach. Backdoor cut from Hatcher off the window. Madison Hatcher now with 5, as Columbia International now has 7 different players to score. Kanaya Watkins up the left side, pulls up for the short-range jumper. It pinballs out, and the foul on the rebound against Bluefield. It goes against Destiny Long, her second. And Bluefield's first team foul. Nilsson to the sidelines as Najagani Perriman checks in here for Bluefield. Not even a minute into the third quarter. Hatcher, corner 3, too much. Boyd the board. 34-22, Columbia International in front, but Bluefield with the basketball. Breeding from the left arc. Clanks off the front side. Offensive glass, second chance, points. And it's Gotti Perryman knocking down the free throw line J. A 10-point lead for CIU. The Rams shooting 38% in this ball game, but just 1 of 13 from 3. Harris tacks on points in the paint from the right side. Her second bucket to go along with 6 rebounds. Underneath, Pagan is fouled. Harris, the guilty party, her second. The third Ram now with 2 fouls as she joins Hatcher and Slaughter. Virginia Shorts checks on for the first time in this one in the place of Harris. With 8:20 to play in the third quarter. Shorts, a sophomore out of Kingsland, Georgia. Pagan at the stripe, a junior out of Puerto Rico. First one up and through. Her first points tonight, averaging about 4 a game. Second won't go. 36-25. Columbia International. Shorts picks it up right side. Back for Kanaya Watkins and a fresh shot clock. Leinbach has it taken away. Destiny Long, left side, off the glass, and 1. Hatcher's third personal. She picks up the transition foul. Hatcher to the sidelines. Elena Watkins checks into the ball game. 7:42 to play in the third quarter. Destiny Long knocks through her first free throw on the day. Now 1 for 7 from the stripe is the junior forward. Shorts, left arc. Out for Reimer. Left side, couldn't go off the backboard. A bit too much behind that pass as it sails out of bounds. Just above 7 minutes left in the third. A 36-28 CIU lead. Leinbach, the short range jumper. She's knocked down, but no whistle. Count the bucket for Mariah Leinbach, now with 8. Long, a spin move that she travels on. A 10-point lead for Columbia International. Lob over the top for Leinbach. No whistle, back out of bounds for Bluefield. Leinbach was pleading her case that she was being held. Jessica North checks on for Columbia International in the place of Shorts. Pagan over the logo with 6:40 to play in the third. Pagan, left arc 3. Watkins corrals the miss. .15 to shoot for CIU. Kanaya Watkins misfires. Long trying to pace her way up the floor. Left side, too strong. Offensive rebound. Dished outside. Nielsen can't get it to go. A jump ball that goes CIU's way. Floater from Leinbach draws the contact. Foul goes against Hibbs, her first. Bluefield's second team foul. 5:36, third quarter. First free throw from Leinbach off the mark. Leinbach, the Rams' leading scorer, and she leads the conference at 21 points a game. She sinks that free throw. Give her 9 this afternoon. Hibbs dishes underneath. Loses the handle, back out of bounds, and it will be Columbia International basketball. Hibbs, right corner triple, too strong. Long rebound, Kanaya Watkins is tripped up. Destiny Long tries to take advantage, takes the lane, can't get the layup to go. A battle for the basketball. It's out of bounds off of Bluefield. Madison Hatcher back into the game for Columbia International. She's got 3 personal fouls. Got to be careful. Diana Watkins to the sidelines. Hatcher, straight away, 3 ball. No good. 4:54 to play in the third. Connie Perryman, Maple, and Boyd all check on for Bluefield as Pecan, Hibbs, and Connie Perryman head to the sidelines. Breeding's 3 ball, left short on the air ball. 4:39 left in the third quarter. We go back to last season, the only meeting between these two teams was here inside the Moore Fitness Center. Bluefield the winner in that one by 11, 77-66, the final score last year on a season that Bluefield finished 15-14 overall. And 14 of those wins coming in conference play. Well, Columbia International last year having a strong season, working themselves into the NCCAA Regionals once again. And now under a new direction. The third game for interim head coach Corey Inman. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. A 39-30 CIU lead. The Rams are been without a basket for nearly 3 minutes. Hatcher trying to change that. Off the left side, put back from Harris, sent back down. Long bounces outside for Nielsen. To the top of the key, Breeding. The long ball off the left side. Boyd's reversal draws the contact. The foul goes against Aubrey Harris. That'll be her third personal. She'll head to the sidelines at 3:37 in the third. Jessica North back onto the floor. Kia Boyd at the stripe. A junior out of Richmond, Virginia. Boyd this afternoon with 3 points. She was held to a season low of 6 over the weekend in the loss to Johnson. Here today, Boyd 1 of 5 from the floor. But she'll sink the second free throw to draw Bluefield within 8. 39-31 Columbia International, 3:30 left in the third quarter. North puts it on the floor, looks for an outlet, and a 3-second violation goes against CIU. Up top, it's Nielsen launching. Left short. Boyd the putback, up and over. Hatcher pressured in the backcourt, and she picks up the dribble, but she's fouled. Hatcher took a fall and is coming up gingerly. Madison Hatcher clearly in some pain. And she'll check out immediately to the sidelines. Bethany Reimer on the floor for CIU. Referee stoppage here. One ref thought the shot clock should have been changed. The other referee distinguishing she had already taken care of that. (39-31). Columbia International in front. 2:40 left in the third quarter. Elena Watkins from the left side. She knocks down the triple. Elena Watkins into double figures. The first time in her young career, a new career high for the true freshman. Long baseline jumper, pinballs out, back out of bounds. It'll stay with Bluefield. 2:15 to play in the third. Aubrey Harris back into the ball game for Jessica North. Harris got to be careful with 3 fouls. 2:15 in the third quarter. Bluefield basketball trailing by 11. Bluefield made just one of their last 12 shots from the floor. They've missed each of their last 4. 3 ball from Smith ends the drought. The lead down to 8. And Columbia International will get a responding bucket. Leinbach thought about it in the right corner. Goes over the top for Harris instead. Quick turnaround high off the window. Smith pump fake drive. Whistle for the travel. Leinbach layup. Not on target. And an ensuing foul against CIU. And they're in the bonus. Mariah Leinbach's first personal foul. Sends Haley Smith to the stripe at the opposite end of the floor. Smith's first trip tonight. 2 for 2 on the season. The junior out of Draper, Virginia, for Chiswell High School. She sinks the first. Smith. And now with 6 points. That matches her season total and a new season high tonight with 7. Timeout, Columbia International. 1:17 to play in the third. It's 42-36. CIU. We'll be back for more Rams basketball on the CIU Sports Network. Just over a minute left in the third quarter. Columbia International in women's action, leading Bluefield 42-36 on this Tuesday evening. Kay Crenshaw with you on the CIU Sports Network. For Columbia International, out of their own timeout, they'll have the basketball with Bethany Reimer, Elena Watkins, Aubrey Harris, and Mariah Leinbach on the floor, joined by Kaniah Watkins to run the point. In the corner, Elena Watkins, too much. Jump ball rebound, it'll go to Bluefield. 57 seconds left, third quarter. Maple, left side of the lane for the lay-in. Leinbach fouled in the corner. Maple picking up her first. The team's fourth. 37.6 and counting seconds here in the third quarter. CIU now has 15 to shoot. Harris, right corner, 10 to shoot. Leinbach just outside the post, sinks the mid-range jumper. 44-38. Columbia International, 18 seconds to play in the third quarter. Bounce inside, knocked away. CIU has it. Up the floor pass. Leinbach recovers. 10 seconds now, 9. Another pull-up J off the mark. Elena Watkins put back. Pops out. 4 seconds left. Loose ball. Harris with one to beat the buzzer. Off the back iron. And we make our way to the fourth. Columbia International ahead 44-38 on Bluefield. The final 10 minutes when we come back. We make our way to the fourth quarter. Columbia International in front of Bluefield 44-38. CIU basketball for the start of the final 10 minutes tonight. Underneath Harris, turnaround left hand, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with CIU. They'll have 17 seconds on the shot clock. The drive, Reimer, too much. Pump fake drive from Breeding. Bounce it outside for Nielsen. Left along for three. Not enough. Battle for the board. Leinbach comes away with it. Up the floor for Harris in transition. Aubrielle Harris lays it up and in. She's got 6, and Columbia International leads 46-38, 9-10 to play in the fourth. Long inside. Bounce over for Nielsen, back up top, Pagan. Up over the top, Breeding. 3 ball on its way. Too much. Rebound, poke back to Boyd. Her putback is off the right side of the backboard. Reimer extends the CIU lead. 49-38. Columbia International, 8.5 left. Pull up, left elbow extended for Long. Won't go. The putback from Boyd off the mark. Knocked away, it'll stay Columbia International basketball near sideline. 49-38. CIU. Pass to the opposite side, and a foul whistled underneath. It'll go against Bluefield. And Destiny Long with her third personal. Eight minutes left, fourth quarter. 49-38, CIU. Linebach, free throw line jumper, not enough. Bluefield basketball. Working out of the corner of Smith, down to the baseline. Up top, straightaway three from Breeding. Round two defender, she got the shot off, but Boyd's there for the putback. Timeout, CIU. 7:32 to play in the fourth. The 49-40 Columbia International lead. This is Rams basketball on the CIU Sports Network. $7:32 to play in the fourth quarter. A 49-40 Columbia International lead over Bluefield. CIU looking for their first conference win of the season. And it could come in the next 7 minutes and 32 seconds. Rams basketball out of the timeout. Watkins over the logo. Works left side. She's joined the floor by Linebach, Elena Watkins, Jessica North, and Bethany Reimer. Reimer underneath for North. Puts it on the floor. And she's whistled for the double dribble. Pass back up top. Poked and stolen by Elena Watkins. Jump stop, lay in. Bounces out. The putback, she's fouled on. Haley Smith, the foul. As Elena Watkins steps to the line. Season best 10 points for the true freshman of Asheville, North Carolina. Make it 11. Previous high was 9 in the opener against Morris in 18 minutes. $12 points to go along with 6 rebounds. That's a strong trend continuing as of late for Elena Watkins. She's grabbed at least 4 boards in now 6 of 7 games this season. Under 7 to go. 51-40, CIU. A foul in the lane for a trip. It'll go against Elena Watkins, her first, and Columbia International's first team foul. Three ball from Hobbs, tipped up and blocked a bit by Elena Watkins. And Jessica North Goes to Kanaya Watkins to bring it across the timeline. Ten seconds to shoot for CIU. 5 seconds now. Leinbach, 4 seconds. They give it to Shorts. 2 seconds. Shorts the jumper. Clanks off the left side. Rebound Long. Up the floor for Boyd. Layup won't go, and a foul on the ensuing rebound against Haley Smith. That'll be her third, team's third. Aubrey O'Harris back on the floor for Jess North and CIU. .606 left, and Columbia International sits in front by 11. Harris to the outside. Pass nearly tipped and stolen. Pagan got a hand in there. But it'll stay with Columbia International. They've only got 4 seconds on the shot clock. .540 left, up by 11. Lob over the top for Harris. Off the window, too much. Her putback is there to beat the shot clock buzzer. Second chance points from Aubrey O'Harris forces a Bluefield timeout. 5.5 left, and CIU goes in front, their largest lead to date, 13 points, 53-40 on the CIU Sports Network. .530 left here in the fourth quarter. It's a 53-40 CIU lead over Bluefield. Columbia International looking for their first conference win of the season. And second win overall. Bluefield looking also for their second win in 2023. Both teams coming in 1-5 on the season, but Bluefield's lone win did come against a conference foe in the AAC. An overtime victory over St. Andrews last week. Leinbach whistle for the foul as she attempted to bring down the ball on a long pass. That's Leinbach's second. And Columbia International's second team foul. Bounce inside, stolen by Elena Watkins. Kanaya Watkins is fouled from behind as she knocked the ball loose. Destiny Long will pick up her fourth. And no, they'll say that is Destiny Long's fifth foul. I only had her down for 4. That's her fifth. So Destiny Long is done. The AAC Player of the Week exits, 13 points, 12 rebounds, the double-double. Kanaya Watkins over for Reimer. Baseline jumper too strong. The putback from Harris off the backside, and a foul on the rebound against Leinbach. That's her third. 53-40. CIU in front of Bluefield. Under 5 minutes left. A triple from Connie Perryman. Left short. Rebound for Leinbach. Her 8th. Too shy of a double-double. Pump fake drive from Reimer. On the baseline. Bethany Reimer lays it up and in. It takes her into double figures with 11. The third Ram with double-digit points tonight. Elena Watkins, a team best 12. You've got Reimer and Leinbach each with 11. Breeding from the outside. Too much. Harris grabs it off the glass. She's got 11 rebounds. Kanaya Watkins opposite end off the window. 57-40, CIU, timeout, Bluefield. 3:50 left in the fourth. We'll step aside and be back on the CIU Sports Network. $57-40. Columbia International leads Bluefield. CIU on an 8-0 run over the last 3 minutes and change as Bluefield looks to end a scoring drought of close to 4 minutes. The Bluefield Rams missing each of their last 4 shots. Trailing by 17 with under 4 to go. Bluefield basketball out of the break. Breeding over for Boyd. Left elbow jumper off the back iron. Stolen away by Pagan. And Pagan fouled to the basket. It goes against Kanaya Watkins, her second, with 3:13 to play in the fourth. It's the fourth team foul for CIU as Pagan steps to the stripe. Junior shooting 52% from the line this season. First, right side off. Second, pinball's out. Pagan still stuck at a single point tonight. There's just one made free throw in 4 attempts. Reimer around a screen off the glass for Bethany Reimer. Now on a team high 13 points for the cross-country runner. Under 3 to play here in the fourth. 3-ball launched from Staples. Out of bounds. Haley Smith back into the ball game for Bluefield in the place of Staples, who just missed that 3-point attempt. Columbia International made each of their last 3 shots. Reimer, pump fake drive, looked at the 3, launches a short 2 instead. Leinbach the follow-up. A 61-40 CIU advantage. Maple buries the 3. 2:20 left, fourth quarter. Watkins with 10 to shoot. Left side, jump stop, turn around, left short. Under the 2-minute mark now. Breeding can't get it to go. Loose rebound, Pagan collects it. Shot initially blocked by Watkins, but it included some contact. Elena Watkins with her second personal. And from here on out, it's the 5th team foul, so Bluefield will be at the stripe for the remainder of this one. Virginia Shorts checks on for Kanaya Watkins with 1:42 left, and CIU in front, 61-43. Pagan, 1 of 4 from the line tonight. That one off the mark for the Puerto Rico native. Bluefield's leading scorer tonight and on the season, Destiny Long, fouling out earlier in the fourth. A double-double, 13 points, 12 rebounds. Pagan sinks the second as Lauren Bragg checks on. True freshman out of Covington, Georgia, in the place of Boyd. Bragg only 1 point this season. It was a free throw against Truett McConnell back on November the 11th. Left side is Reimer. Just outside the paint, out for Shorts. Double teamed. They find Leinbach. With 15 to shoot, she sinks the short range jumper. Floater from Pagan off the mark. Reimer whistle for a travel on the rebound. 63-44. CIU 1:14 to play. As we take a look ahead, Bluefield will be entering the NAIA Showcase, nicknamed The Show, up in Kingsport, Tennessee at the Meadowview Conference Center. Also the home each and every year to the AAC tournament. But for next week, it'll be in the place of an NAIA Showcase event. That first game coming up on the 25th. They'll take on Oakland City. Coming up on Saturday. On Sunday, they'll take on Langston University. Slaughter, a foul on the shot, puts Bragg at the stripe with 61 seconds to play. As for CIU, this their final game before the Thanksgiving holidays, and in the month of November, Columbia International begins a 2-game road trip to kick off the 12th month of the year with a visit up to Kentucky Christian. Following that up with a battle at Milligan. Going to be a tough test against the Buffaloes, one of the best teams in the AAC. Bragg sinks the second, her second point of the season. It's 63-45, Columbia International with 60 seconds left. Watkins defended by Smith. Columbia International in front by 18. Shorts for Leinbach. Turnaround jumper, clanks off the left side, back out of bounds. It's Bluefield basketball with 37.4 left. Be sure to stick around here on the CIU Sports Network. We'll have Bluefield and Columbia International facing off on the men's side of things coming up just after this one concludes. Bragg goes off the glass, her first made basket of the season. Bragg's first bucket of her collegiate career. 20 seconds left now. Leinbach for Watkins, 12 seconds. Turn around, left hand, make that right hand, off the glass. Columbia International is able to snap a 5-game skid tonight behind a a multitude of strong performances. 4 in double figures. Watkins, Reimer, and Kanaya Watkins all in double figures, along with Mariah Leinbach, a team leading 15 points as Columbia International walks away with a 65-47 win over Bluefield. With the win, CIU improves to 2-5 on the season and 1-4 in the AAC. Meanwhile, Bluefield will fall to 1-6 on the year and 1-4 in conference play. We'll be back with you in 30 minutes here on the CIU Sports Network for men's action when Columbia International and Bluefield face off. A congratulations does go out, of course, to interim head coach Corey Inman as he gets his first win leading the Rams women's basketball team. That'll do it for us. We'll be back. I'm Cade Crenshaw telling you to remember to smile. We'll talk to you soon on the CIU Sports Network.